Hey guys, it's Lougie here. Today, I'm going to show you the team that I used for floor 50 ToA Hard. The horrible Artamiel stage with the Wind Monkey Kings and the Light Yetis. I know it can be a real pain. It was a pain for me. I mean, floor 50 usually isn't too bad. It's once you get past like floor 17, well, or up to that stage, it gets a lot tougher. But this one in particular can be really difficult, and I know that from first-hand experience. Yeah, I had to have a few tries at it. But I will go through the monsters that I used, tell you where they come in handy, why I use them, and show you what runes I'm using on them. I will just say that my Bella is different to the Bella that I used in the video, because I recently got Eladriel, or Eladriel, I don't know how you pronounce him, but the Wind Archangel anyway. And I had to take some runes off Bella, unfortunately for Bella. I did have a rune up really well, really good speed, not so much accuracy, but enough to get the job done anyway. And yeah, but I'll get to that anyway. But yeah, first off, Beretta. Now Beretta, I think we all would probably have Beretta for ToA anyway. If you got up to stage 50, you're probably using Beretta anyway, so but still, we'll go through it. Generally with Beretta, you want Beretta to be fast, so you want to be able to get the skills out first, make sure they come back as fast as possible, the second and third skill. Accuracy is important with Beretta. I'd say at least, you know, just aim for as high as you can. If you can't really get, say, above 50 or 60%, you can probably get away with it anyway, but obviously it's going to be a lot safer to have more accuracy. 100% is a lie anyway. Don't worry about getting 100%. It's not. If you get 99 and you think, damn, I ain't got 100%, don't worry about that. 100% is a lie. He gets resisted all the time with 100% accuracy. But yeah, basically it's speed, accuracy and HP. They're the sort of stats you want. Mine's running at, what's that, 195 speed, so it's pretty fast for a Beretta. Most people probably go around 170, 180, something like that. But yeah, anything above like 170, or maybe even, I'd say above 165, you know, that's sort of where I'd say is the minimum. Try and get that. That's really important to get that speed up. The faster, of course, the better, to get that attack bar up, and you know, in times of need, when you need to hopefully get a stun, a lucky stun, or reduce someone's attack bar that's about to move and kill something, you know, it can be really good to have a fast Beretta. So if you can get him really fast, yeah, do that. I'll show you the runes that I've got on him. Despair Focus. Despair, of course, for the stun opportunity, the 25% stun is really important. With his AoE skill as well, when you place those dots, if you can get some stuns to go along with it, it can make life a lot easier, a lot less stressful. But yeah, it's Despair Focus for that extra accuracy. You might not need it. Let me just remove my recording thing is in the way of the stats there. So yeah, this one, of course, you can see I've gone speed. I've got some accuracy on there. I've just aimed for basically getting speed and accuracy, and try to get HP here and there. I don't think I've got him as tanky as I'd like him, but at the same time, so this one again, speed, a bit of speed on there, not much. HP on there and accuracy again, so that's really good rune for Beretta. The crit damage isn't so important. The defense is nice, that is important. I'd say to get some bonus defense on Beretta is really nice, because there is going to be times where he takes a hit, and if he can survive that one hit or two hits, whatever they manage to get on you, then you know you can eventually heal him back up and keep going. So I've only got a 5-star HP rune on slot 4. It's not the greatest rune. It's actually just, I think it's probably the best I had at the time. I could probably put a better one there now, but he still works for me anyway, so I'm just keeping him like this for now. You see, it's got a little bit of speed, plus 3 speed, it isn't much. This one, again, speed and accuracy, as you can see, and some defense there. The crit damage, again, out of nowhere. It's not really ideal for Beretta. You don't need crit damage if you're going to rune him for ToA. If he was going to go like a full attack, full damage Beretta, which can be quite fun actually, But I wouldn't recommend that for ToA. I'd definitely try and keep his HP up there as well. But yeah, if you was going to go full attack, it could be fun. But yeah, speed, again, speed, accuracy, defense, or HP, you know. This rune here is an accuracy rune. You could rune him speed, HP, as long as you've got some pretty decent accuracy substats. But yeah, so there's HP on there, and a nice big plus 23 speed, so that's a real big help for me, and that's why I chose this rune in particular. And then I don't think I showed slot 1. Slot 1, there you go, is speed, accuracy again, so that's pretty nice. So again, there is stats. If you can get stats anywhere like around what I've got them, maybe even better, you know, they're not the best, but yeah, you're pretty much good to go with Beretta. Okay, so yeah, I'll pause it there and we'll move on to the next person. Okay, next up is Spectra, the Fire Griffin. Amazing monster. The thing with this monster is so many people rune Spectra differently. Some will go Swift Blade, try and get like speed, crit damage, accuracy. For me, that doesn't work for me, not in ToA hard anyway, because Spectra will get targeted a lot throughout the stages. If there's a a water unit standing there waiting to hurt something, 9 times out of 10 it will go for Spectra. Even if you've got Beretta there, it will generally go for Spectra. I think they can kind of seek out who's the squishiest, the AI being smart that way. And but yeah, for me, again with Spectra, try and get Spectra really fast. It doesn't have to be amazingly fast. This is quite slow for a Spectra. I didn't need to go too fast. The crit rate is really important. I've only got 52, which is really bad actually. And of course try and get some accuracy. Again, my accuracy isn't the best. It still seems to work. So even if you can get to these stats, you can still get away. I mean, I'm currently on floor 95 hard, and I've been using Spectra pretty much all the way. I think there's probably like one or two maybe one stage where I didn't use Spectra. I might took a Briand instead. Floor 93. If anyone's at that floor, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, again, so let's get to the runes. I've gone Swift Blade, speed, crit damage, and HP. Now, for me, the crit damage there isn't great. I don't have a high crit rate, so it's not really ideal. So don't copy what I've done. The only reason I've used this rune really is for that accuracy. As you can see, 21% accuracy. Trying to get the accuracy up as best as I can without using a focus set. But yeah, for me, I think crit rate, I'd say crit rate all the way in that slot 4. The higher is crit rate, the better. If you can get 100% crit rate on Spectra, so when you're fighting those bosses, this second skill is absolutely awesome. It can do some real big damage to the boss. He's basically the boss killer. The others are there, well, he kind of, keeps the attack bar down as well, but if you're going to have Beretta there keeping that attack bar down, you also, other monsters that do the same kind of job, or people increasing your attack bar, and Spectra is constantly going to be putting out those big hits and taking the HP down as fast as you can get it, because the longer you take to kill a boss, the more likely RNG is going to mess you over, and the boss is going to get that skill out that you really don't want him to get out, and he's going to one hit everything, or whatever the case may be, or he might heal up, and you don't want that either. But yeah, and of course try to max skill Spectra. It's not too difficult. You can get the Wind Griffins from the Tamor Desert, and you can max Spectra out pretty easily. I'll say easily, it's RNG, so you might get a lot of Griffins, or you might get none and you've spent like 500 energy. So I don't really want to say it's easy, but at the same time, it's still farmable. So I have to say it's easy in the sense that you don't need to just get the Griffins by summons. You can actually farm them. If it takes a little while, it takes a little while. I'll just say as long as his third skill is maxed out. His second skill probably doesn't need maxing out, but it does help. It definitely helps to have that maxed out. I would say max his second and his third. His first skill, not so important. You don't need to max that out. It can do some pretty decent damage, but yeah, you don't need to worry about that skill. So if you've got the second and the third skill max, you're good to go. So don't worry about the first skill so much. But yeah, so speed, crit damage, HP. I recommend speed, crit rate, HP, or even speed, HP. If you can get some decent crit rate subs, you don't even need speed in slot 2 with Spectra. If you've got a Swift set, you can possibly, because it's got the highest base speed in the game, you could possibly go something like HP accuracy, or HP crit rate, HP. There's so many different builds. Just look at the runes that you've got and try to use the ones that with the substats that match the you know, the requirements of Spectra's skills, basically. You know, so you need that accuracy. You want to slow those monsters. You want to reduce their attack bars. You need the crit rate to make sure that you do some damage to those monsters and to the boss mostly. You do definitely need some HP. It's very squishy. Even though I've got a HP on slot 6, although it's only 5-star, I know that, but it is maxed out. You would expect him to be a little bit tanky, like Beretta. Beretta's so much tankier. That could be due to some defense substats and stuff that I've got, but still, Spectra is very squishy. So I do recommend, my recommended build would be Swift Blade or Swift Focus, speed, crit rate, and HP. That's what I'd go for myself, really. That's what I'd probably change mine to for consistency. You know, keeping those crits coming frequently on the boss and stuff like that. Because it has cost me, you know, missing that crit, and then it takes so long to get his health down, and then you can't provoke him, or you can't slow him, you can't reduce his attack bar, he keeps resisting everything, and then bam, one hit, and he messes you up, and that's it. You've got to go all over again throughout the whole stage. But yeah, that's it for I was almost said Beretta. That's it for Spectra. Next up is Veramos. Now, my Veramos, I did forget to mention. I said that I changed Bella's runes, and I took some off for Eladriel. I also had to take some off Veramos, which is not ideal, really. But I really wanted to get Eladriel run in, test him out, and see how he goes and stuff like that around the rune removal day. But yeah, Veramos, everyone knows pretty much. Mine's terrible at the moment because of the runes that I've taken off him. He was a lot better. He wasn't like amazing or anything like that, but he was certainly better than what he is now. I still got to max this rune out, get myself some mana, and get his speed back up to whereabouts I had it before. I had it at 160 before. I think if I max this, that'll go up, what, 16. So he'll be on like 163, which isn't great. Really, for Veramos, you want him to be like, I don't know, say 180, 190 is ideal for a Veramos, especially if you're going to be using him in PvP. But even PvE, that can really make the difference, having that speed up, making sure he gets that extra turn in so that his stuns come back like a turn before them and stuff like that. It can really make a difference. So yeah, I'd say try and get his speed up to like 180. I know it's not easy. For some people it may be, but I know it's not easy for everybody. Try and get him some accuracy so he can land those dots and stuns, of course. A bit more accuracy than what I have would be ideal. So it could be worth going like a Violent Focus could work for Veramos if you need that extra accuracy. Of course, for PvP and stuff, Violent Nemesis I would say is the best set. The two sets. If you're going to have to choose a favourite two set for Veramos, I'd say Nemesis, definitely. For those double Lucian teams, so one Lucian will go, Veramos will then increase his attack bar, and then he can get his stun out and stuff like that, and yeah, it can be really effective. But generally for Veramos, try and get his HP pretty high. You can go Violent Speed, HP, you can go Speed, HP Defense is a pretty good build for Veramos as well. Try and get in some accuracy, so basically Speed, HP, accuracy. It can help to actually have low crit rate for certain stages. When you come to those arenas on floor 80, you'll know what I mean. It is an absolute nightmare. But yeah, try and get him, say like 180 speed would do. Even if you can get like 170, you'll be okay. I've been getting away with 160 for a long time. Get his accuracy up as high as you can. It doesn't need to be like 100% again. You know, you could probably just get like 50-60% would be okay. And make sure that, yeah, he's got some decent HP and stuff like that, and you're pretty much good to go there. Veramos, yeah, we all know why he's there. He's there to get those stuns, the nice little bonus dots you can get on the enemy, but he's basically there to stun. He is your stunner, and of course, if they do happen to land some debuffs, he will remove them for you. So if there's a heal block and you're like, damn, I need to heal, Veramos can remove that heal block, and you can be good to go again. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Veramos. Okay, next up is Bella. Now, Bella is, of course, in my opinion, Bella is the most effective monster overall in the game for everybody, you know, in terms of, you know, universally, like for free-to-play, pay-to-play players, however you want to see it, doesn't really matter to me, but for everybody, Bella is amazing. You can use Bella everywhere. You can use Bella in Arena, Guild Wars, you name it, ToA, ToA hard in some instances, a few boss stages and things like that. Bella can be awesome. You can use Bella in, you know, Hall of Heroes. You can use Bella in all the dungeons. You know, I use Bella in Dragons, Giants, everywhere. Amazing monster. Bella for this stage in particular is basically, of course, yeah, your heals. Good healer, increasing your attack bar as always for that mobilize. Awesome. But not only that, Bella in this stage is the key to my success, really, because it was, you know, I was trying to use Basalt before. I was basically the same team, but not, instead of Bella I was using Basalt, and it just wasn't working. As amazing as Basalt is, it wasn't working for a reason. Now the reason is that Artamiel, that light archangel, will keep revenging and can do some pretty decent damage at this level. So with Bella, you just make sure you keep that defense break on Artamiel at all times. So even when he's revenging, he's got a defense break on him, and therefore deals a lot less damage, because his damage, as all the archangels, their first skill scales off their defense. So if you can keep a defense break on that Artamiel, it really helps reduce the damage. And of course then you've got your heals and keeping that attack bar up. And if the Yetis do happen to get their third skill off, their buff, they do a buff for everyone, you can gradually seize it away, you know, keep them stunned, and anyone that isn't stunned, just try and seize it off them and stuff like that. But really, if they do get that buff off, you're in trouble, a lot of trouble. But yeah, Bella is really good for this stage. That's why I use Bella for this stage. We'll have a quick look at the runes. Again, yeah, I took some off, so she's nowhere near as good as what she used to be. I mean, look at that HP is so low. It used to be a lot higher. I think I had it like 24k, 25k, something like that. But now I don't even have max runes. So I've got a Violent Revenge at the moment, a 5-star defense, and a 5-star HP. The subs are really poor as well. They're not great. I just threw them on there just so that I can keep Bella kind of up and running for dragons. So she still works, she's still fine, she doesn't die or anything like that, so she's really cool. But yeah, Bella, speed, defense HP, speed, HP is really good. Speed, some people will go speed, HP, accuracy, as long as you've got some nice HP substats on all the runes and stuff like that. Again, try and keep Bella up at like a good 170, 180, unless if you've got like a DPS, you know, a damage dealer that's got some good speed like TheLougieMan, and he's at like let's say he's at 170 speed, and then you want to put Bella in with TheLougieMan to get that defense break, you make sure that Bella is a bit faster than TheLougieMan. So if you do have that DPS, that speed DPS, like a Samurai, like a TheLougieMan, like a Rakshasa, something like that, and they're at like 170, you make sure that Bella's at least 171 or one, you know, and then make sure you also take into consideration the speed totem, so that, because that's going to be based off your base speed. So make sure that, you know, you calculate. So if Bella's got 108 base speed, let's look at TheLougieMan's, and he's got 100, so that's okay. Bella's still going to be faster. So as long as you check, make sure you just check those things. But yeah, generally keep them just that bit faster than your DPS. And that's about it for that. Yeah, try and get the accuracy up. As you can see, I've suffered with taking off some runes. Got really low accuracy. It's not good for Bella. Bella needs that accuracy to remove those buffs, to get that defense break on. You make sure you look after your Bella. Don't do what I've done. Don't do what I've done to poor Bella. But yeah. So again, Violent Revenge will work. Violent Focus. Violent Violent Energy, anything really, Violent Nemesis, anything can work with Bella. Just Violent, I really do recommend. You could use Swift, you may get away with it, but I would recommend Violent to get, to clinch heals and just keep things safe, a lot safer. But yeah, that's Bella. Finally, we have Mav, the Wind Penguin Knight. Now, a lot of you have probably heard big hype about this monster. You may even have started building him yourself. The hype is real. There's hype for a reason. This monster is awesome, absolutely amazing. He's such a good monster for ToA. And when people say a monster is really good for ToA and you think, oh, they just mean ToA hard, don't worry about that. If you're not at the ToA hard stages yet and you're not ready for that, just build the ToA hard monsters. If they do ToA hard, they can sure do ToA normal. So just make sure if you think if you've got Mav and you've got a lot of penguins that you thought, oh, I'm just gonna feed those things away, I'm not ready for that, or oh, forget the hype, that's all a load of crap. No, really it isn't. This monster is awesome, and I'll go through why. I will explain why. We'll have a look at his skills first. Now, his first skill charges to attack and stuns the enemy for 1 turn with a 20% chance. Now, you're thinking 20%? Oh, that's awful. But skill him up, and that goes up to a huge 50% chance. Just the same as a Monkey King, which is a natural 5-star. Look, that only goes up to, so it's on 35, goes up to 50%. So there's a 50% stun, and then Mav, 50% stun. So it's just the same as a Monkey King there, which is awesome, because there's a lot of the time your team, will struggle sometimes to deal with water monsters, and this is where Mav for me is amazing. You can keep those water monsters at bay, you can stun them with Mav, you can then provoke them with a second skill. Now here's the second skill is amazing. It's a self heal. It recovers your HP by 25%. And the reason that's really good is because once you've already provoked a monster and they've hit Mav, when it comes around again, you use it and bam, he's got his HP back, and it's awesome. And you can just keep that cycle going. So he'll never lose, too much HP. You can keep it going, keep it up. This provoke chance starts on 75%, but when you skill him up, it goes up to a massive 100%. So there's a 100% chance. It then solely relies on accuracy and resistance, of course. So try and keep his accuracy high, and fingers crossed it doesn't get resisted. My Mav has a really good accuracy, and he gets resisted a hell of a lot. But this skill is really important, especially for bosses as well. Keep that boss provoked, stop it using its really important skills. It's going to completely tear your team apart, but you can just provoke monsters everywhere. It's awesome. It's so effective, and it does land most of the time. 9 times out of 10 it will land. But yeah, provoke is such an important skill. Then his third skill, Wings of Wind, removes 1 harmful effect from all allies. So it actually removes 1 harmful effect from all allies, decreases their skill cooltime by 1 turn each. So when your Veramos, he uses his stun, he's got the stun, oh damn, he's only stunned like 2 monsters out of 5 monsters. And then he gets a violent proc. So it's like, bam, so he's just, and then you put a dot on a monster, okay, whatever. Then Mav comes around, does this skill, instantly, Veramos has his stun back. And also, as you can see there, increases their attack speed for 2 turns. So he increases the attack speed, which means Veramos will most likely steal a turn before they move, as long as you've slowed them down and whatnot, or reduce their attack bars. Veramos will then get another turn, and bam, you can just stun whoever's left, or you may not stun anyone, but it gives you so much more opportunity for success. This monster is insane for ToA. He's so good. I recommend building him to anyone. We'll have a look at his stats. I mean, mine doesn't have the highest HP or anything like that. He's only got 19,500. It's not great. He could be higher. I'm not sure if I've maxed his runes out. Speed is at 163. So ideally you want to have Mav a bit of speed on him. He doesn't need to be too fast. You don't want him to be too fast. The reason being, you want him to go after all of your monsters have used like their important skills. So Beretta gets those dots out, Spectra, bam, slows them down, Veramos with his stun, bam, and then, you know, Mav therefore then can use this skill straight away, buff their attack speed, reduce their cooldowns by 1. He can get a violent proc, he can come back earlier. It's crazy, it's insane, it's so crazy. But yeah, just try and keep him like a little bit slower than say whoever your lowest, you know, you want him slower than the 4th monster or the 3rd monster, depending on what team you're using, that kind of thing. Yeah, we'll have a look at. So yeah, I've got his accuracy at 82%. It's pretty decent accuracy for Mav. I've got him Violent Focus. I did actually change his runes around a little bit as well, but he's still pretty much the same as what he was. Violent Focus, Speed, Defense, HP. That's why his HP is a bit low actually, yeah, because I've got that defense rune. I haven't actually powered them up, but he still works a charm. He's so good. But yeah, basically just try and get that bit of speed on him, not too much. You could probably, as long as you got some good speed stuff, you could probably go HP, defense, HP, HP, defense, accuracy, HP, HP, accuracy, anything like that. Just yeah. But the main goal is keep him some accuracy, keep him tanky, because he's going to be provoking, he's going to be taking some hits. And yeah, a little bit of speed on him can help. And that's about it for Mav. So we'll have a quick go over of what they all do, and then we'll get to the video. Okay, so a quick going over of what their job roles are going to be for this stage in particular. Of course, Beretta, first skill, you can get some bonus stuns. So if there's one standing, you don't have his. You know, if there's an enemy standing that isn't the boss, of course, you can't stun the boss. And you don't have your 2nd or your 3rd skill, and you need that enemy stun desperately. Make sure you go for that one with Beretta. Fingers crossed, you get a stun with that despair proc from those despair runes. Fingers crossed, but you know, you probably won't, but you never know. You might do it, and it might just get you the win. It might just get you through it. Of course, the 2nd skill you will mostly be using to reduce the boss, Artamiel, to stop him from healing, because the last thing you want to do is get all those monsters, get all the HP down so far with all those dots and everything else, and then he goes and just goes bam, heals up one of those monkeys or one of those yetis, and you got to get them all the way down again, and it's basically like doing it all over again, because you're not going to kill those monsters very fast, and then that gives them, of course, Artamiel more time to mess you up, and yeah, it can just be a nightmare. But also, if you need to, you know, if Artamiel's got a really low attack bar, he's also got the slow on him from Spectra. Yeah, you can use it against one of the other monsters if they're gonna move, and you know it's gonna really affect whether you win or not. Use it on them. Just use it on them. So if the Yeti's gonna buff, you really don't want that to happen. Use it on the Yeti. If the monkey's gonna go for Mav or go for Veramos, something like that, and you know you can't have that happen. Just make sure you'll know when to use it at the right time. 3rd skill, keep it going out as frequently as possible. Keep getting those dots out there. If a time does come where you have your 2nd skill and you have your 3rd skill, and you think, right, that monster's gonna move, do I use the 2nd skill and reset its attack bar, or do I use a 3rd skill and hope that it stuns him? Or, you know, you will come to those things, but if you need to reduce its bar and you're okay to just leave these dots for 1 turn, then just do that. Reset the attack bar just to be safe. You know, I always recommend that, unless they've got really low HP and they've got enough dots on them, and you think another dot or 2 dots will be enough to just kill them when they take that turn. Of course, use the 3rd skill, and then you can reset that attack bar once their attack bars get higher, or the bosses anyway. So yeah, that's Beretta's role. Spectra, of course, you're going to be slowing them down, reducing their attack bars as much as possible. If they've got like a slow on them that says for 1 more turn, you know, you want to try and keep that on 2 turns. Try and keep it consistent. Don't ever let them lose that slow, because they will start taking turns from you. They will start taking your HP down. They will start stunning you, and you know, it's gonna go turn into hell from there. So just try and keep it as much as you can. Keep it up. With Mav there, if you don't have Mav, you know, it comes back pretty fast anyway. It's every 3 turns once skilled up, so it's pretty good. This skill, you want to try not to be too generous with it at the beginning, you know, because you don't want Spectra to get hit with a revenge or something and then die. So try to be try not to be generous with it. You might want to just use the first skill for now, until you just got the boss left even as well, or maybe just like one monster left to kill, and you know that you can just get it down a bit more for those dots to finish it off. Then you can use the second skill. But yeah, try not to be too generous with that. Who else did we have again? We'll go for Bella. Bella again, yeah, keep that defense break as on Artamiel at all times. So if there's not a defense break on him, get a defense break on him. Of course, if you need to heal and there's no defense break on him, heal's going to be more important. Keep your HP up as much as possible. You know, you don't really want it to go down. You've got to try and keep them stunned as much as possible. Again, if the Yeti's buff sees whoever you think is going to be most threat, if they've got their attack bar really high, or if they're the only monster that isn't stunned and all the others are stunned, or if it's the boss and it's got the buff, sees that buff. But yeah, generally just keep those heals going. Make sure you keep the defense break on the boss. Veramos, of course, keep putting the stuns out, but also use the first skill to keep dotting them down. As you, like, you can either do it evenly, or if you realise that one monster seems to be resisting more dots from Beretta than the others, dot him up so that he's equally as dotted as the other ones, and therefore he loses the same kind of HP as them. And you want them all basically to just die off at the same time. Doing one at a time kind of thing can work, but it can also mess you up because you've let the others, outlive their welcome, if you like. But yeah, just keep those stuns going out. If they're all stunned and you have the stun up, of course, don't use it. Dot. That's all I will say about that. Mav. Again, with the stuns, if they need stunning, stun them. One thing I will say is with the wind monkeys, if there's a wind monkey that is stunned and a wind monkey that isn't stunned, attack the one that isn't stunned, because he will counter revenge if you attack a teammate, but not him. So it can be a lot safer to attack the one that's standing. If they're both standing, just try to stun them. You can provoke Artamiel, keep him provoked so that he can't use his heals, and whenever you get this skill, you're pretty much going to be using it, unless there's a really desperate time where you need to provoke or stun something. Then just do that. That's pretty much it. That's their job roles. Again, try and get them max skilled. Bella, you want max skilled. Veramos helps if he's max skilled. If he isn't, you can try anyway. A replacement for Veramos if you don't have him yet. If you have a Tyrant, you can try Tyrant. He may work. His stuns are a lot more guaranteed, but the cool times are a little bit longer. But yeah, keep Bella max skilled. Get Mav as skilled up as possible. All three skills are very important to have max skilled. Mostly it's third one, of course, but all of them are really important. If you can get 100% provoke, you can get 50% stun. It's really important. Again, Spectra, try and skill up his second and third skill. Beretta, I recently max skilled, and that got me past floor 80 hard. That was the clinch. Max skilling him. I didn't have his second skill max. I thought I'd be okay without that maxed. I wasn't. I really needed it maxed. As soon as I max skilled him, that was it. Bam. Beat the Veramos stage, floor 80. It was really good. So it does help to have him max skilled. If you don't, you can keep the fusion materials for Berettas and just keep fusing Berettas and feeding them to your main Beretta. And try to get him max skilled. It really does help if you can have a max skill, second and third skill. His first skill really doesn't matter. If you don't have that max skilled, just ignore it. Don't even waste your time. You don't need to worry about that. And that's it. Let's get to the fight. Okay, oh no, I'm not there. Let me just scroll down. 50, right? Just to show you how to, let me just get rid of that. Right, that's how you want it. Basically, you want Beretta leader, so you've got that extra bit of speed. That really does make the difference to have that speed lead. It really does, especially if you can't manage to get great speed stats on your monsters anyway. It will help a hell of a lot. You probably think, like, wouldn't it be better to have Veramos as leader so they've all got a lot more HP? You've got to remember, guys, the goal in ToA hard is to not get hit. You got to keep them stunned. You got to keep them provoked from tank monsters. You got free whatever you're doing. Keep them away. Keep their attack bars down. Just stop them hitting you. That's the whole idea. So it's much better to have more speed and give you more opportunity to keep them from hitting you than it is to have extra HP but they get more chance to hit you, because their hits are still going to do so much damage that it's going to kill you anyway. So just remember, speed over HP, speed over anything. Speed's always king. Just remember that, guys. We will only be doing the boss fight itself. The first 2 waves, you know you will be able to use these monsters to get past those, and I know you'll figure it out. I didn't record them, unfortunately, but I've got the boss stage recorded for you, and yeah, we'll go to that now.